Hi, welcome everybody. Today's class is going to be just our general class with a little bit extra loving self-care, which is so important and a really huge part of yoga. So we're going to start with our foot rubs ball. If you don't have a foot rubs ball, you can use a tennis ball or a golf ball, or just use your own hands to give yourself a little massage. But we're going to start with the foot rubs ball, and just take the ball between your hands and start to make that meatball. Just paying attention to who and how you are today, how you're feeling today. All right, want to really be aware of what's going on inside your body. Let's take the ball the other direction. That might feel a little bit weird, but our brain likes to get used to doing things one way, so we want to give it some alternatives. We want to teach it to do things a little bit differently. So start rubbing the meatball the other direction. And you have so many nice nerve endings in your hands, a lot of acupressure points. All right, so we're tapping into all those as well. Then we're going to get to the chest. So sometimes we have a tendency to round our shoulders, and these muscles get really short and tight. So we want to sit up tall, draw the shoulder blades slightly together. We're going to take the ball and massage under the collarbones around this chest muscle called the pectoralis muscle. And I'm doing my right side right now, so I'm going to take my right arm and just swing that right arm back and forth ever so gently. And let the fingertips feel really heavy as you sway this arm back and forth with as much natural movement as you can. Okay, and then take the ball going the other direction once again. And notice if something weird happens with your swinging arm. Mine always wants to try to go in a different direction. All right. Now slow down the movement of your swinging arm, and I want you to press your hand into the ball and the ball into your chest, and slowly roll it toward your shoulder in a straight line, then toward your breastbone. Just creating a nice slow cross fiber massage here. Back and forth very slowly with about 25% pressure. And notice if you feel any tightness or tenderness in this area, which would be fairly normal. And you may even feel some sensation or tingling down your fingers. And some people even feel it back in their scapula. So just take a second to notice any sensation that you might be feeling here. One more time each way. Good. All right, let's take it the other way now. So taking the ball to the left chest, letting the left arm swing as naturally as possible as I'm rotating the ball in the hand. So now you're getting a threefer, actually. You're getting the you're getting the acupressure points in your hand, getting the nice massage on the pectoralis muscles, and getting a little range of motion in the shoulders. We try to free up some of those tight muscles. Okay. Now take the ball, go the other direction, massaging the other way as well. If you don't have the ball, you can use your fingertips. And then press the ball, slow your arm, your left arm from moving, press the ball into your chest, and then do that cross fiber movement as you roll the ball in a straight line from your shoulder towards your breastbone. Easy does it, nice and slow, noticing the sensation that you might be feeling, noticing for any tightness or tenderness. One more time each way. Good. Okay. Roll the shoulders a couple times. Shake it all out. Good. Now we're going to shift our weight over to that right side and use the ball on the hip and the glutes. All right. So lifting that butt cheek up just a little bit so you can get the ball onto the hip, the gluteus muscles, the hip and the buttock muscle. Just roll that ball as best you can. These muscles tend to go amnesic sometimes, and when those muscles go amnesic and we don't use them like we could or should, they start to create some imbalances as well. So get that ball rolling as best you can, and then take it down your outside of your thigh on your IT band. So I've got a little bit of internal rotation of this leg to expose the outer thigh. And I'm just going to roll that ball up and down that IT band. These structures can get really, really tight. Let's just go up and down a couple of times. And while sometimes this may feel like, oh, why are we wasting time on this? It's never a waste of time. This self-care, this myofascial is a huge part of yoga, a huge part of self-care, a huge part of getting your body to respond a little bit better in the way you may want it to. All right, so now we're going to just roll the ball around the knee. This also takes some fine motor skill to be able to control the ball. How many of us have let the ball fly out and go rolling across the floor? I've done that a lot of times. And then take the ball the other direction around the knee, just creating some circulation in that knee joint. Bring it up the thigh. And then I'm going to lean back in my chair. At the beginning of practice, I told you to sit forward in the chair. So now I'm leaning back in the chair and going to get into the hip flexor where the leg connects to the torso. So just massaging that hip flexor. That muscle is a super juicy muscle. So it's got a lot of stuff going on in there. So help with that circulation. They call it the tenderloin of our muscles. All right. Okay. And then just take a moment to notice one side versus the other before we go to the other side. So I'm going to shift our weight over to that left side and massage the gluteus muscles in the hip and buttocks region. So get as much as you can in there, all right? Rolling around on the hip joint, in the glute. Take your time with this, and this is something you can do every day. You can keep the ball next to your bedside. You can do it before you get out of bed. Might help with some of that rigidity. So roll the ball up and down the IT, the side of the thigh. Take it up and down a couple of times. Notice if you feel any tightness, tension. All right, easing up, and then roll it around your knee. Roll it around that kneecap. Go one direction and then take it the other way. And that's part of the brain fitness. That's challenging to get your brain to do something a little bit different. Take it up the thigh. Whoop, there it goes. Take it up. Oh, there it goes again. Maybe I better use my dominant hand. All right. And then lean back. Get it into the hip flexor. All right. You're not alone if you're dropping that ball. That's just the hard part. How far does it roll and who's going to grab it for me? Okay. All right. You can do that all day. It feels really good. But now we're going to do our feet. So put the ball on the floor. And if you have your shoes on, you may want to consider taking them off so you can really enjoy this. If you want to and prefer to leave your shoes on, that's absolutely fine. I know it's challenging to get shoes on and off sometimes. This is not going to take very long, so just sit and breathe with us instead of worrying about taking your shoes off if you don't want to do that, okay? Just helps to get a little more circulation in the bottom of the feet and also helps to release some of that fascial tension on the bottom of the foot that also works the whole back body, the neck and the lower back. All right, let's try the other side. Why my mat's curling all up under me? Let's take it to the other side. Make sure you get the inner arch and the outer foot, the heel of the foot. And you'll also notice you're getting a little range of motion in the knee joint, rocking that foot back and forth. Okay. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and set that ball in a place where we can reach it because we may be revisiting that ball a little bit later. Okay. So let's see if we can't take a few nice breaths in here now so that our body's a little bit more open. So with your feet flat on the earth, shoes on the floor or feet on the floor, press the feet down into the floor and notice how that gets your legs to feel a little bit stronger, a little bit activated. As you press the feet into the floor, put your hands on your legs and press your hands into your legs to let your spine grow taller. So see if you can reach the crown of the head up towards the sky and then draw the shoulders back and notice how your heart lifts forward. We opened up our chest, so now maybe our shoulder blades will kind of draw toward each other in the back and feel this nice, beautiful posture here. And then if it feels good and safe for you, soften the eye gaze or close the eyes and take a second to notice how you're feeling today. But the trick of that is, can you acknowledge how you're feeling today without judgment? And that is self-compassion, self-awareness without judgment. Offer loving kindness to any parts of your body that may be calling for your attention. It may not be doing exactly what you want it to do or feeling exactly how you'd prefer it to feel, but rather than fighting it, just coming to a place of non-judgment. And then begin to notice the breath. Feel the air moving into the nostrils, down the throat, into the lungs. And then on your out breath, feel the warmth of the air as it leaves your body. And if you'd like to try to deepen the breath a little bit, my preference is to take your awareness to your side ribs. So let your belly be soft. And as you take a breath in, invite those side ribs to expand. The belly will take care of itself. And then as you exhale, invite the ribs to draw closer together, and maybe the belly presses inward just lightly to help relieve more air. So breathing in, the ribs expand, belly softens, and as you exhale, those side ribs contract. Just breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I calm my mind. Take another breath in and out. Come back to your normal, natural breath. Blink your eyes open and just notice how it feels to give yourself this attention of breath and massage. And that in itself is yoga. Wonderful thing to do for yourself. All right, so let's work with a little bit more of these acupressure points. So first we're going to bring the sides of our hands together and just tap the hands or rub the hands or just press them together, but get contact on the pinky toe sides, pinky toe sides of your hands, pinky sides of your hands. There you go. Breathing in and breathing out. Then come to the heels of your hands. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then if you don't have severe arthritis, tap gently on the thumbs. Guess who has arthritis here? Might want to rub it. It feels a little better for me to rub instead of tap those bones. Good. And then interlace the hands and tap the webs of the fingers together. Good. Nice. All right. And then make a gentle fist with the hands and rotate your thumbs one direction and then the other direction. Spread the fingers wide, the pinky as far away from the thumb as you can get them. And then extend your arms long, if that works for you, and soften your shoulders down. So shoulders shouldn't be up around the ears. Soften the shoulders. Arms are as long as they can get. Press out through the heels of the hands. Good. Now bring fingers together, apart, together, apart, together, apart. Just do this as fast and as many as you can. All right. It can be challenging. I know. It's really working the forearms of the hands. The shoulders may get a little fatigued. Now let's work the joints. So just first joint and extend, first joint and extend. These are little bear claws. Bear claws, bear claws, feeling that heat building up in the shoulders and the forearms. And now make a gentle fist and fling, gentle fist and fling. Good. If your arms get tired, just lower them. That's okay. Nice. Good. And then let's tap those fingers together. Tap thumb and index as fast as you can. Thumb and middle, thumb and ring. So good to see everybody. Donna. Good. All right. Now shake those hands out. And let me tell you something I learned just the other day. I'm starting to get more into the acupressure and the acupressure points because it's stuff you can do for yourself, but it's super effective. So this is if you wake up in the middle of the night. Anybody ever have that happen and you can't sleep and your mind starts racing before you know 2 hours has passed and you're like, "Eh." Well, this is to help. It's a 3 fingers down from your wrist crease. So where your wrist crease is, put your finger up there, and the third finger down, that's your point, right? And it's in between those 2 tendons that are in there. So you want to put your finger in between the 2 tendons or in that general area, 3 finger breaths down. And you can use whatever finger's comfortable. And you just do your breathing in, easy breathing out while you just massage slow, small circles in that area. It's called the pericardium 6, P6 acupressure point. And you may have been on a cruise and used that little bracelet that presses into these acupressure points. It also helps with nausea. Just helps to calm your nervous system. So it's a really good thing to teach your grandkids when they get anxious about things. Anybody that you know is anxious. So you can do it like that. The other way you can do it, if that's not comfortable for you, is just with my thumb, start at the crease, press my hand back a little bit, and slide my finger down those tendons and just press in there. And do this up and down movement, following the whole meridian for about a minute while you're breathing in and breathing out. All right. And I'm going to try that. I've tried it a couple times when I'm having trouble sleeping. And I think more than anything, I mean, I do believe this, but I think the breathing and the focus on the breathing helps too. And then this gives your body something to do. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just, I'm going to be like all of everybody else, like, well, why does it work? How does it work? But it's been around for thousands of years, traditional Chinese medicine. Who am I to doubt? If it works, right? So sometimes we don't know why. We just go with it. So, all right, shake all that out. All right, now let's sit back up tall again and get your chin parallel to the earth. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, just turn your chin over your right shoulder. We've really worked our pectoralis muscles, so we're going to get this neck working a little bit more too. Now let your eyeballs keep looking over your shoulder to get more range of motion in your neck. And then bring your head back to center. Take another breath in. As you exhale, look the other direction. And then take the eyeballs, roam the eyeballs over your shoulder a little bit more. Good. Hear that snap, crackle, pop? Bring the eyeballs back to neutral, bring the head back to center, and then lower the chin in the direction of your chest. Maintain that space where your golden egg is. Really lengthen through the back of the neck. No wrinkles in the back of the neck. Draw the shoulders down. And then as you inhale, lift the head up, but just straightening out the wrinkles of the neck without kinking your head all the way back. So don't throw your head all the way back. Eye gaze goes no higher than the seam of the ceiling and the wall. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Good. And then back to center. Lower the chin toward the chest again. This time sweep your chin along your right shoulder blade so your right ear hovers over your right shoulder. And then lower your left fingertips down toward the earth. You're looking for that stretch from earlobe to shoulder, shoulder all the way down to your fingertips. Nice breath in, easy breath out. Good. Sweep your chin down, back around the other way. So now left ear hovers over left shoulder. My right hand's going to lower down toward the earth, looking for a nice stretch all the way down. And with that, let all those burdens you carry, just let them trickle down your arm. Nice breath in, easy breath out. Good. And then bring the hands back to the thighs, chin back to center, lift that head up, and then just do a little bobblehead. Good. All right. Okay, let's work our face a little bit. So start with those big smile, with those muscles of the face, with the smile. and then frown, and then surprise, big eyes. Just went to the dentist this morning, so my teeth should be clean. And then blink, 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 pucker everything up. Good. All right. Smile, cheese. This is how my grandson smiles for every picture. He's like, nothing with his eyes, just his little face. And then frown, and then surprise. Feel that crunch in your jaw. And then blink, 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 and scrunch everything up. Ooh, good. Kind of like your nose is itchy, but you can't touch it with your hand. And now everyone's nose got itchy, right, when I mentioned it. Okay, let's go back a little bit. And if you've got your weights, please grab your weights mindfully. If you don't want to use weights, that's okay. Then you pick up your weights, pick them up so that you're facing them, right? And we're going to start with a little bit of wrist work. So I'm putting my right weight on my right thigh. The left arm's going to cross over it. So it's hanging down. I'm going to lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Let everybody get those weights. Good. If you're not using weights, go through the motions. And I'm going to add a little extra. So if you'd like, lift your heels up and lower your heels, lower the weight. So we're getting our body to do different movements. And you may feel a little more weight in that right foot, right? Because you've got 10, however many pounds of weight on that side of your body. So lift and lower, hold and pause at the top of that weight if you can. At the top of that movement, that'll help strengthen those bones in your wrist. All right, I know some of you had fractures in your wrist, so be mindful and stick to what your doctor or your physical therapist have asked you to do. All right, last one. Lift the heels, lift the weight, and release that. Now we're going to bring the left weight on the left thigh, cross the right arm over that. And again, we're going to lift the heels as we lift the weight. Lift and lower. Good. Hi, Carolyn. I saw you sneak in earlier. Good to see you. And lower. Good. Lift and lower. Nice. Lift and lower. Good. Really working those muscles, building some nice bone cells, extra osteoblasts, I think they call them. For what it's worth. Lift. And let's do two more. Lift and lower. Good. And lift and lower. Good. Now that we have the weights already here in our hands and on our legs, can you just kind of hold them onto your thighs? And if you're having lower back issues, scoot your hips all the way back to the back of the chair. If your spine is fine today, we have two options. One is just to lift the heel. The other is to lift the whole foot up off the ground. Hold it for a couple of seconds to build that hip flexor strength and then lower that foot back down. So we're either just lifting the heel. You can even maybe do a heel toe tap if that's interesting for you, or just lift the foot up off the floor. Hold it for a couple seconds. Nice, super slow march. Kind of boring, but it gets the job done, right? We want to be able to get ourselves up and out of a chair, keep these legs strong. Keep picking up your feet if you can while you're walking. Keep everything strong. And lower, good. Lift, super slow march. If your lower back is feeling this, scoot your hips back. Good. Keep the core strong too, and sit up nice and tall. Really draw that belly in, and you can maybe get some core work in here as well as your hip flexor if you put some focus on the core. Let's do one more each side. One and lower, good. One and lower, good. Okay, we're going to come back to these weights, but go ahead and set them back down nearby you so that they're accessible when we need them. The feet together, take those knees apart, just because it feels good. All right, nice breath in, easy breath out. Good. Okay. All right, let's do some nice shoulder rolls. So breath in, shoulders up to your ears, breath out. As you lower the shoulders back down. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale down. Good. Roll it. And what do you notice about your back body? Can you feel some activity happening in the back body between the shoulder blades? If not, next time you take those shoulders down, push your elbows back and squeeze them together. Really try to feel what's going on in the back body too. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's swing the arms. Swing the arms. Try to get them as free and easy as you can. Try to let them be floppy. Just have some freedom of movement there. Let the air rush through your fingers. Good. Okay, now we're going to do a little teeny march here with the arms swinging. Try to keep it in rhythm. Swing, marching and swinging. All right, and now here comes the tricky part. We're going to slow the arms down, keep marching, and then next time your right foot is up, bring your left arm up. We're doing this contralateral movement, but we want to try to make it free and easy as possible, as if you were walking down the street, walking through the park, right? Getting those arms and legs to move in that contralateral movement. So I'm gonna yell out freeze. And when I do, I want you to check to make sure you've got opposite arm leg movement. So freeze. So make sure you're opposite. If you're not, fix it. All right, let's go again. Keep going. Walking and swinging those arms. Good. And freeze. Oh, I did the same side. Go again. Let's see if I can get it right this time. And freeze. Did I? Who knows? Shake all that out. Shake all that out. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit more movement with our shoulders. So bring your hands in front of you with your thumbs pointing up, all right, and your palms facing your belly. I just want you to rock those arms forward. So take them forward and then turn your palms away from you with your thumbs down and then reach the palms towards the sky. Your arms don't have to go all the way up. They can even just come as high as your forehead or whatever is comfortable for you. And then sweep your arms back down until your palms are facing your belly again. All right, so we just press the palms away from you and up toward the sky, and then bring the palms back toward your belly. This is the way your shoulders are supposed to, the muscles are supposed to fire. So if you have shoulder issues, sometimes this feels better to reach your arms up overhead. But it's definitely a good way to warm your shoulders up. Now we're going to see if we can get those arms just a little bit higher, only if there's no pain, no discomfort. Listen to your body. And then one more time, reach those arms up, hold them up there for a minute. Nice big stretch here. And then turn the palms down toward the earth, lower the arms back toward the chair. Good. And roll your shoulders out a couple times. All right. Now that we've got our shoulders warmed up a bit, we're going to do something called You Will Love This. All right, so U is a Y. So we're going to make a Y with our arms. So reach the arms to your level of comfort to make a Y. All right, spread the fingers wide, arms are active. Imagine you're trying to clap your hands together, but there's a big ball between your hands that you can't actually do it. So you're really trying to keep your arms active here. This is Y. Good. And you're going to feel some heat build up in those shoulders. That's the intention. All right, now bring the elbows to the side body. Keep your fingers wide and spread. This is the W. As you're doing this, I want you to imagine you're trying to link your thumbs back behind you. You're trying to link them together, but of course you can't do that, but you're still active and engaged as you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, pressing the backs of the hands back towards your back body. So everything's super active in this posture. This is will. You will. Now we're going to lift the elbows up to an L. All right, your arms or your elbows are at a 90-degree angle. Soften your shoulders down. So if they're up around your ears, soften your shoulders down. Now imagine somebody's pushing your hands up as you're pressing them down. So my arms are actually shaking as I'm trying to push somebody down as they're pressing up. This is L for love. You will love. Now extend your arms long to a T. Again, you want to imagine somebody's pushing your hands up as you're pressing down. We're not just going through the motions here, actually doing lots of isometric work. And then lower the arms down and enjoy that sweet release. Ah, shake it out a little bit. Whew. Okay. All right. Let's give our shoulders a rest while we move to our spine now, and then we'll come back to our weights and do some nice strengthening exercises, okay? So let's start with cat-cow. So as long as you don't have any issues with your spine, Margaret, we want to not go into a cat pose if you have osteoporosis or any issues with your spine. But if your spine is fine, take your hands over your legs, chin to the chest, round your back body, and invite your shoulder blades to really spread out across your back body. This is your cat pose. Stay here for just a second. And then as you inhale, straighten your spine back up, sit tall. Slide the heels of your hand towards your hips. Elbows are going to point back. Going to lift up through the heart space, but not crunch the lower back. Take the eye gaze up no higher than the seam of the ceiling and the wall. This is your cow pose, really stretching the heart open. And then exhale, draw the belly in, slide the hands over the knees, chin to the chest, round your back. Inhale, slide the heel of the hand towards your hip. Open your heart to cow. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, open the heart into cow. Good. And then just a couple more at your own pace, your own rhythm. I'm going to take a look and see how everybody's doing. Cat, cow. Beautiful. Oh, very nice. Margaret, just breathe. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Good. Okay. All right. And then next time you are in cow pose, come back to neutral spine. Okay. And we want to reach back behind us. See if you can either reach the back side of the chair or the back legs of the chair and really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe hinge forward a little bit. We're looking for something that really stretches those shoulders and squeezes those shoulder blades together. And this is the one I tell you to do when you go through a door and you've got the door jamb. When you're walking, put your hands on the room. You're inside the room. Put your hands on the door jamb there, and then just walk through a little bit until you get a nice stretch and opening in your shoulder. And that's a really luscious way to get some big opening in your shoulder. Okay? All right, good. Shake all that out. Give yourself a hug one way. Open the arms. Give yourself a hug. Other arm on top. Good. Okay. All right, let's take our left hand, either hold it onto the chair or to the leg of the chair, or if you want to use a block, you can put a block down by your side. We're going to do a crescent pose. So you have lots of ways you can do it. Thigh, chair, block, whatever's easiest for you. And then the right hand's going to come on the right hip. We're going to crescent over to that right side. One reason I like your hand to lower a little bit, it keeps the shoulder away from your ear. So the hand on the block or the leg of the chair, if it reaches and is comfortable for you. And then point that right elbow back so your heart is shining forward. We don't want your heart pointed to the floor. We want it shining forward. You all have such beautiful hearts. And then see if you can't take your right fingertips to your shoulder. We're going to do a sequence here. Come to goal post. Reach the arm up to the sky if that works for your shoulder. So I'm giving you lots of options here. And then bring the upper arm in line with the ear if that feels good. So pick which one worked best for you. And back to the sky, reach for the sky. Goal post, fingertips on the shoulder, and hand to the hip. Which one felt best? Do that, all right? Or go through the whole sequence. Fingertips to the shoulder, goal post, fingertips to the sky, upper arm in line with the ear. Are your buttocks still pressed into the chair? Sky, goal post, fingertips to the shoulder, hand to the hip, and then lift yourself back up out of that. Hands rest on your legs and make some circles with your torso. Kind of realigns everything. Good. One direction. And then the other. Good. It's my favorite thing to do. And come back to center. And then we will find on the right side, thigh, chair, leg of chair, or block. Whichever one you like best. Left hand's on the hip, elbow points back. And then start to tip on over to that side. Stay here or fingertips on your shoulder. Goal post. Reach for the sky. Upper arm in line with the ear. You don't have to do all these, remember. It depends on what your shoulder is doing today. Sky. Goal post. Fingertips on the shoulder. Hand on the hip. One more time. Fingertips on the shoulder. Goal post. Sky. Upper arm in line with the ear. Good. Sky, goal post, shoulder, hip. And then use that strength to lift yourself back up. One more time with the circles. Other direction. I don't think there's ever a time these don't feel good. Stretches everything out in a good way. All right, let's do a little bit of twisting here. So I like to do it this way. Both hands are on your thigh. The right hand is going to go on the side of your leg. And when we twist, we're just going to follow it along the IT band and let that right elbow point back as you start to turn your torso toward that right side and let your chin and your eye gaze look over your right shoulder. Draw that belly in, support your spine with the muscles of your belly, and then come back to center. Good. Take a breath in. Now we're going to take that left hand, slide it along the left thigh. Left elbow points back behind you. Eye gaze looks over your left shoulder. Nice breath in. Keep that belly strong. And then come back to center. We'll do one more each way. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right hand slides along the right thigh. Elbow points back. Twist toward the right. Back to center. And left hand slides along the left thigh. Look over that left shoulder. Good. And come back to center. Very nice. Hands on your thighs, hinge forward a little bit. Just rock back and forth. Get a nice stretch in your lower back. That feels good, doesn't it? Ooh. Okay. All right. Find those blocks if you have them. If you don't have them, you're going to use your legs, all right? You're going to use your thighs. We're going to put the blocks in a T formation here. So one block's tall, one block's resting on it like a T. And you're going to walk your feet just a little bit about as wide as your mat or as far as feels good to open up the space between your knees. All right, we're going to get a nice stretch on the inner thighs. So once everybody's situated, put your hands on your legs. Use that to grow tall. Draw that belly in. We're going to hinge from the hip so the torso stays nice and long. And bring those hands, keep them on the thighs if that's best, but if it works to put them on the blocks, go ahead and do that. All right, see what that feels like to stretch that inner thigh. Now, if you're not feeling anything and you want to go a little bit different, lower your blocks down to two little eyes, I call them. and you can go a little bit deeper. But what you have to watch out for is that you don't want to do it by rounding, right? You want to keep your spine super straight and just hinge with a nice straight plank of a back. So if you're rounding, keep your hands on your thighs and only go as far as your spine can stay straight, okay? So, but we're looking for some sensation in the inner thigh and maybe a nice stretch in the back body. Good. All right. Now from here, hands come back on the thighs, press back up. If that felt good, see if you can take your feet out just a tiny bit further. All right. You may not be able to go as deep, but see how that feels. Then hands on the thighs, lengthen. Then hinge forward until you know that your spine is staying straight, and only if it's straight, keep going, reaching for those blocks. Press the feet into the floor, keep your legs active. So press the feet down. The legs should be really strong and active here. Good. Nice. And then hands on the thighs, and we'll lift back up. Now that we're in what? We're in warrior legs, right? So let's sweep our arms out to the side. Oh, I mean, right in front of us. Big breath in. And land those shoulders and hands into a nice wide T like we were just doing before. All right, press your feet into the floor. Grow your spine tall. Turn your head, look over your right fingertips. Warrior two, strong and stable here. Let's lower that left hand down, turn your right palm up, reach it overhead. Lift up out of your pelvis. Peaceful warrior. This is also, I can ask for help when I need it. Good. Come back to warrior two. Bring the hands to the hips. And then we're going to sweep those arms ahead again. Big breath in. Land those arms at a big T and look over your left fingertips. Soften your shoulders down. Reach those fingertips long. Lower the right hand down. Turn your left palm up. Reach it overhead. Warrior two. And peaceful warrior here. Eye gaze can look up at the palm of your hand. Can you stretch your pinky as far away from your thumb as you can? Big breath in, lifting up out of that pelvis. Beautiful. Then come back to warrior two. Bring your head back to center and let's do gather and sew. So a couple ways you can do it. Hands can come down on the thighs, and here's option one. Lengthen, hinge forward, and lift back up. Throw your arms in the air. Hands on the thighs, hinge forward, gathering all that is good from the universe, and then give it back. The other option, I'm going to move these blocks out of the way. The other option is to hinge forward and gather from the earth, gathering all that you need from the earth, and then sow all that goodness back to the universe. Gather and so use that core strength. Keep the spine straight. You're hinging from the hip crease. Gather that which is good. Throw it back out to the universe. If it feels better to keep your hands on your thighs as you hinge forward, you can do that and then reach the arms up overhead. So find what works for you. Let's do two more of these. Gather and so big breath in here. And then exhale. Gather. And so bring the hands together. Hands come back down to the heart. And then, nice sweet release. Bring those feet back together. Good. And hands come down to the thighs. Whew, let's take a breath. Notice how your body's feeling. Notice if you feel your heart beating. I have no way of knowing what time it is. Let's see. Okay, you're doing great. Okay, let's work our legs a little bit. Okay, let's start with the feet. All right, so we're going to start by first lifting the toes up and tapping the toes. And I want you to tap them as fast as they will go. They might not go together, that's okay. My right goes a lot faster than my left. All right, and then stop that and lift your heels up. Lift up and down as fast as you can go. fast as is comfortable for you today. Okay, now we're going to go alternate, heel, toe, heel, toe. So lift one heel, lift one set of toes, up and down, up and down. Good. Warm those feet up. Nice. Those ankles moving a little bit too. Okay, lower the feet down. I'm going to lean back in the chair and scoop up my right leg and draw it in toward my chest. Make some circles with your ankle. All right, one way. And of course, yep, I'm going to take it the other way. And now I want you to write in cursive, because we all can, right? Your favorite vegetable. Write in cursive your favorite vegetable. Good. All right. And then shake that foot out. Lower that one down. And we're going to scoop up the other leg, lift it up towards your knee. Make some circles with your ankle, one direction. Take it the other way. And now I want you to think of the person you love most in the world and write their name in cursive. And put a little smile to your face. Good. All right. Release some of those feel-good hormones, right? Shake it out. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to scoop that right leg up again into the chest. Now you can either lean back if your back's not feeling great today, or scoot forward in the chair. And here's your options, all right? You can do a heel toe with the support of your hand, heel toe. You can lean back if you're feeling the need to support your lower back. Sit back all the way in the chair, whatever you need to do. Or you can sit high up in the chair, bring the knee into the chest, and press out through the heel of the foot. So which one works for you today? All right, gave you lots of options, so pick which one you like. I'll go through a couple of different ones. So we're just heel toe in it here. Heel and toe, heel and toe. Good. All right. Ooh, that's enough of that. Give that leg a little massage. This is a lot of work for the hip flexor, right? And the quad. I get that. All right, let's do the other side. So we're going to tap it, lean back, or bring the knee into the chest, extend with hands or without. You get to decide. Press out through that heel. Let me see the sole of your foot. Good. Two more. Good. Okay. And then give that leg a little massage. All right. Now to the side. We're going to take that leg out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. All right. And only as far as feels good, but we did do a lot of hip opening today, right? So maybe it goes a little further than usual. Go as fast or as slow as you want. The other option is to lift that foot up, support it as you rock that knee back and forth with hands, with no hands. All right, lots of variations. Nothing's better, everything's good. Do what works for you today. Really opening that hip a little bit. And I am feeling this one. Give that leg a little massage. Okay, let's go to the other side. So we're either going to heel toe. The other option is to keep the toe on the ground and just rock that whole leg back and forth, but I'm lifting the heel up, so I'm rotating through the hip joint. All right, so you can keep the toe down. You can walk it back and forth. Now I tell you, right? If you watch the video, you'll know. Little spoiler alert. You can hold or not hold. Do what's fun for you. Yoga should be fun, right? Working your body should feel good. It shouldn't feel like a terrible chore. So it's good to make it fun. Let's do one more. Very nice. Good. Feet together, knees apart. Nice breath in, easy breath out. Okay. Now we're going to give our legs a little break as we go back to our weights, all right, to do some upper body weights because I don't want to miss out on that. So turn and face your weights, pick them up mindfully, all right, want the support of your torso. You can stand or sit depending on how you're feeling today. And we're going to just do some bicep curls in some nice sequencing, okay? So sitting up tall, standing or sitting, fingertips to the shoulders, and then extend the arms down long. lifting and lower. Good. Take it up. Breathe in. Exhale as you lower. Breathe in. Okay, now we're going to throw a little catch in here. So we're going to take it halfway up. Hold it. Lower it back down. Take it all the way up. Lower halfway down. All the way up. All the way down. Good. Inhale, half up. And all the way down. Inhale all the way up and halfway down. All the way up and all the way down. One more sequence. All the way up, all the way down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Halfway down. All the way up. And all the way down. Good. Roll the shoulders up, turn the weights away from you. Hinge forward just a smidge. Spine is long. You should not have your neck kinked up looking at me. All right, eye gaze is down towards your toes or the end of the mat. We're going to press the arms back, hold it, hold it, hold it, and release. Try not to go past, if you were standing, what would be the seam of your pants. Press back, and release. Press back and release. Good. Back and release. Keep the shoulders soft. Head and neck stay in alignment. Press back and release. Let's do 3 more. Back and release. Good. Back and release. Last one. Back and release. Good. Shoulders roll. Good. Now we're going to, I'm going to give you 2 variations. One is to just extend the arm overhead and lower, all right? The other is to keep one arm up all the time and then take the other one to meet it, all right? So you're trying to get some good alignment. If you're not able to get the upper arm in line with the ear, it's almost going to be impossible to hold that weight up. So unless your arm goes like right in line with your ear, I would just go with the alternating method, okay? Because this range of motion is about stacking bones. It's a little challenging to do if the bones don't stack. All right, if you're holding one arm up, switch. Good. And let's do one more each side. And lift, good. And then lower the arms down, roll the shoulders a couple times. Very nice. Good. All right. Last one will be goalposts. So weights are facing away from you. Elbows are in line with the shoulders. And then turn the weights facing you as you bring the elbows pointing forward. Open the arms out, weights face away. And then bring the elbows in, weights face you. So open and draw together. Good. Open. Draw together. Good movement with or without weights. Beautiful. Good. Good variations I'm seeing. Let's do 2 more. 1. Breathing in as you open and lower those weights down. Good. And we're going to put those back down again. Very nice. Okay. Let's give a little stretch here. So take that left arm, cross it over your body. Give it a hug towards you, soften the shoulders down. Maybe a little tip to the side. Good. And then the other side. So the right arm crosses over the body. Give it a little hug towards you. Nice. Good. Shake those arms out. Hands open and close the hands. Sorry, didn't keep my watch on. All right. Okay, we're going to end with a little seated sun salutation. So if you could just follow along with me, that would be great. So we're going to start with our hands down by our side and connect the movement with the breath. So inhale, arms reach to your level of comfort. Exhale, hands on the thighs, hinge forward. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower arms down by your side. Inhale, lift the right heel or the right foot off the ground. Arms reach to your level of comfort. Exhale, lower that down. Go to the other side. Inhale, lift the other foot. Reach the arms up. Exhale, lower back down. Walk the feet out. Come on the heels of the feet. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Press out through the heel of the hand, palms forward, hinge forward into downward facing dog. If that doesn't feel good, hands rest on the thighs to support the torso. Good. Hold for the inhale, hold for the exhale. Inhale, bring the hands to the heart, sit up straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together, take your eye gaze up, cobra pose. Good. Come back to downward facing dog. Press the hands forward, hinge forward. Hands on the thighs are straight forward. Good. And then come back to cobra. Hands to the heart, elbows point down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart space up. Bring the feet back to neutral. Lower the hands down by your side. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together, and hands come down to the heart. Place your hands over your heart, hand over hand. And take a moment to breathe in, breathe out. And if you can come to a place that feels like gratitude today, think of something super specific that you're grateful for today. As many details as you can come up with. Take that right hand out to the right side, sweep it out to the side, palm is open, thumb is up, gentle twist to the right. Place that object or person of gratitude, scoop that up into your heart, load it into your heart. We'll go to the other side. So inhale the left side out, twist to the left. Full breath in, exhale, bring that beautiful gratitude into the heart. And just see if you can take a second to feel your hands beating and your heart beating under your hand. And then whatever you had in mind for gratitude, I want you to imagine your heart has a hole in the center. So your hands are over your heart, and there's a hole, an opening in the center of your heart. You're going to take a breath in and breathe in all that gratitude that you just scooped up into your heart space. And then exhale whatever emotion that makes you feel back into your hand that you can give back to the universe. Through that same opening in your heart, breathe in that gratitude. And then exhale that joy, that love, that whatever it is you might be feeling back out to the world. Through that same opening in your heart. Again, inhale through that opening. Side ribs expand, belly softens. And then exhale. You can continue with this practice if that was interesting for you, or if you'd like, you can lower your hands down to your thighs and scoot yourself back into your chair for a comfortable seat. Taking a couple minutes of Shavasana. And if you would like a longer Shavasana, please feel free to stay as long as you like. Please stay in Shavasana if you'd like to stay longer, but if you feel ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Gently turn your head side to side. begin to awaken in whatever way feels good for you, and moving your body and practicing anything that your body is still asking for.